You heard the old myth that a cat has 9 lives? Probably so. But I'm not here to talk about cats. I'm not here to talk about 9 lives. But in just a few minutes, I will share with you one of my stories. First, let me back up and introduce myself. My name is Greg Holtke. I live in Oklahoma. I'm married. I have 2 adult children, and I work in manufacturing. And I'd like to take just a few minutes to share 3 things about me. Number 1, I like to garden. Number 2, I consider myself a musician. Number 3, I'm in the safety and health field. So gardening, I love to garden. I like to take seeds, plant them in the ground, and watch them grow, and eventually get to pick the fruits and the vegetables. And a lot of people like to garden, I realize that. Nothing unique or exciting for the most part in that. I do it a little bit differently. I have worms that I raise, it's referred to as vermiculture, and I take the castings that I start the seeds in, as well as use it as fertilizer throughout the life of the plant. I also raise tilapia. Tilapia are good eating, as well as the fish waste, the water, the ammonia, the nitrates also makes very good fertilizer for the plants. Secondly, I consider myself a musician. I've played drums most of my life. When I was really young, a couple buddies and I, Cub Scouts, got to dress up and pretend that we were the Beatles, playing along to one of their records, I Want to Hold Your Hand. I'm playing on some makeshift coffee cans like a drummer. And by the time the song was over, the crowd was excited and they were cheering and applauding, and I was hooked. I wanted to be a drummer. I went home and eventually convinced my mom into buying me a set of drums, and I've been playing drums ever since. I've got to play with some really talented musicians over the years. I still get to play on Sunday mornings in church. I also have a little recording studio in my garage where a buddy and I get together and we get to make music just about every week. So lastly, I work in manufacturing. I've been in manufacturing pretty much my whole adult career right out of high school. I started in the maintenance department. And a few years in, about 1980, I'm working inside this electrical panel, installing a fan. I drop the fan and out of reflex, I reach to try to catch it. When I do, my arm gets into the electrical wiring that's coming in the bottom of the panel, and I'm being electrocuted. If you don't know anything about current going through your body, it draws the muscles up, and if there's enough current, you literally have no control over your muscles or your body. I mean, I'm shaking violently. In my mind, I'm trying to pull away, but I can't make anything happen. Within a few moments, everything goes black. The weight of my body at that point is able to pull me out of the panel. I fall to the ground. My heart has stopped, and I am dead. By God's providence, there happened to be a contractor that was there on the other side of the room. He comes running over, immediately realized what had happened and knew how to perform CPR. Obviously, I wouldn't be here today. Fast forward from that moment about 10 years, I get the opportunity to change careers. I get to get into the safety and the health profession. And over the last 27, 28 years, I've been doing that, continually trying to hone my skills as a safety professional, taking different courses. I'm currently enrolled at Columbia Southern University. And I've also developed a deep passion for trying to keep people safe, trying to create that safe environment for people to work in, trying to teach people how to work safely, both on the job and off the job. So in conclusion, I've talked about being a gardener, I've talked about playing music, I've talked about working in manufacturing and my safety profession. So if you happen to think of Greg Holtke, what will you think of? What will you remember, if anything? Will you remember that I'm a gardener and grow things with fish and worms? Will you remember that I'm a drummer and I started off playing on coffee cans? Most likely you'll remember me as the guy that was electrocuted and lived to tell about it. Thank you.